what's going down? Oh my gosh, I wanted to hop on here because I decided that this year I was going to just hop on here and, talk about how I feel about certain things. I wasn't just going to just research so hard on certain topics. I was just going to talk about things that I just don't understand. And one thing that's been on my mind this morning is because I have been on the dating sites, and most of these dating sites have a rule, and it's like women have to hit the guy up first. And to me, that's like so weird because I don't want to hit you up first. Like, I've never in my life hit a guy, hit on him like that and picked him up. Like, what? I've never done that. Every guy that I've ever been with has approached me. So I have a hard time approaching men. And I just find it weird that these guys literally want you to approach them nowadays. So this concept with dating, online dating specifically, is crazy because some people take that shit into real life. Some people don't know the difference in between the two. They associate online dating with real life dating. So whenever they go out, they could see a woman that they think is beautiful, but they won't even approach her. Simply because in their head, they'll be like, well, she's got to hit on me. And then I can make those steps. But dude, I'm going to tell you right now, any real woman out here is not going to hit on you first. Okay? Now, if you're someone who's more of on the switch side and you're more on the feminine side and you want a more masculine woman, sure, that'll be perfect for you. Because with the online dating, if you have a woman that's willing to approach you and give you the rundown of how shit's about to be, ask you on a date, sure, if you're more on the feminine side and that's what you prefer. But most women who are straight and not, paved in masculinity, they are not going to hit you up. They're not. Not on some real life. They might hit you up to go play, have fun, but they'll always have it in the back of their head you are not their protector. All women want to feel protected. So all women want to feel hey, I'm with this man who I know if anything happened, if anything popped off, he would keep me safe. I feel totally secure being with this man. I know that he would protect me and keep me safe. I'm the type of woman, I'm independent because I have to be. But if I had a man, I would want to follow his lead. I would want to be more on the submissive side. I would want my man to kind of tell me how things are going to be done. Now, there's some women out there that don't prefer that. They're more in their, masculinity. And they want to be the ones to control the show and tell their men how it's going to go. That's not how it's supposed to be. A woman is supposed to follow her man's lead. I don't want my man to follow my lead because sometimes I base things off of my emotions. And sometimes I panic and freak out emotionally, and I cannot make the right decisions clear-minded because emotionally I'm wrecked. So as a man, men don't really operate fully in emotion. A man isn't going to start panicking out, in a dangerous situation, most females will be the ones to panic and, oh my God, blah, blah, blah. The men are going to be more calm about it. Even though they're panicking, they're not going to openly outright show you that shit. And that's just the reality. I've been in so many car wrecks with different dudes, and that none of them screamed during impact. But we did. The females did. We was screaming, I was crying, all shit. And they like, oh shit, y'all good? Y'all good? The men aren't panicking like we are. Even though they're panicking, it's not like us. Emotionally, when you start panicking, it gets hectic. Because you're screaming, you're crying, you can't think right. You feel me? So, as a man, it is most definitely your duty to pull me together. Or to be like, shut it. Get it together right now. Because what you're doing is going to get us hurt. Okay, I can most definitely be like, okay, you know what? You're right. Let me get it together. Because if I don't, something bad can happen. Like, there's certain situations where if you start panicking, you die. You feel me? You put a bunch of women in the middle of the ocean, stranded, I bet you we'll die quicker than men. Because women will start panicking. We'll cry and we start getting frantic. Literally. When have you ever heard a story of a woman surviving out to sea by herself for all this time? You haven't. There's stories. Yes, there are stories. But she survived as long as she did because she had a man with her. And he died. And she even said after he died, she just knew she was gonna die. And she just so happened to get rescued by a boat. But she said if she had stayed out there any longer, she would have died. Because the only reason why she was alive is because of his guidance. Bro, I'm gonna say this shit firmly, and I'm a firm believer on women cannot make rational decisions, like, because we are emotionally inclined. So, with that being said, when it comes to survival, some women are not good at that. Like, you cannot put us in the middle of the forest and we just make that shit pop, know how to build a house. Don't get it twisted. There's going to be some women out there like, oh, anything a woman can do, a man can do. Bitch, you're delusional. I've never seen a woman in the middle of the ocean drilling pipes 30,000 feet under, pumping oil out of that bitch. Come on, man. Like, let's be reality. Let's be reality. Literally. Let's be reality right now. Because right now, if you have that thought like you could go do some shit like that, you are crazy as hell. You're delusional for real on a next level. Cause I've never seen no woman on no oil rig. I've never seen no woman drill a big ass hole with a big ass machine into the ground and have all of this fucking oil shoot out and control that shit. I've never seen it. In Oklahoma, Texas, Las Vegas, and I've been around a lot of men who have taken me to their job sites, and I didn't see no females out there doing the heavy work. So let's be reality. You feel me? Because some of y'all literally just do shit like, I'm like, stop trying to put your foot in a man's place, because some things like we are not meant to do. We just can't do. We just cannot do. There's some things as men that they just should not do. Especially like if you are a straight man, like, you know, like there's some things that if you follow this direction of like trying to have a woman hit on you, then most likely you're going to have a woman that's paved in her masculinity. She's going to want you to do what the fuck she says. She's going to disrespect the fuck out of you in front of your friends. And your friends are going to look at you like you're a pussy. Straight up. Because she's going to be too deep in her masculinity. And you as a man will never be able to fully disrespect her because she's a woman. Now, if you did, you could. You could. Go ahead. You most definitely could. But I'm here to tell you, if you did, society will look at you like you were crazy as But I've seen women in the store disrespecting the fuck out of their husbands. And their husband wasn't doing shit. He just looked like a fucking pussy. Because really, what could he do? What he go say? Shut the fuck up, bitch. And have everybody in the store look at... He could. He totally could. But I bet you if he did, everybody in there would look at him like, ooh, she's getting abused. She's getting abused when he's really the one getting abused. Like, come on, we ain't gonna talk about it. We ain't gonna talk about it. Some of these men are getting abused more than some of these women. Because women, yeah, we get physically abused and emotionally abused sometimes. But men, I feel like, get it a lot more than women. They do. And this is why, because it gets overlooked in society. It's like, oh, you're the man. You're supposed to be the strong one, the protector. You feel me? It reminds me of that Drake song, Trust Issues, and how at the end of the song he said, women wanna fuck like they're me and I'm them. So when that song came out, I was so young, I didn't understand what that meant. You feel me? It was always my favorite part of the song, but I never fully understood what that meant. And now looking back, I'm like, damn, ain't that a bitch? Ain't that a bitch? Ain't that something? You grow up and you realize the meaning of these songs and you just feel stupid. It's like, wow. That was in 2015. Women have become too masculine. And with women becoming so masculine, it's making dudes chart more into their femininity in the wrong ways. Like, women aren't great fucking leaders when it comes to certain shit. Now, there's like the 1% of women. Yes. But most women don't do well under pressure. We will start panicking. The fuck? And now y'all want a man to follow and do what the fuck y'all say? Like, I'm sorry. Like, it's weird. And I just wanted to hop on and say, like, y'all excuse me, I'm kind of getting over a cold. If you're a woman that's so deep in her masculinity, it's time to let that shit go, boo. I understand being independent. Being independent is not being masculine. Do me a favor and go to your dictionary and look up the definition of masculine. And then go look up the definition of independent. And learn from that shit. Learn from that shit. Learn from that shit. It's two totally different things. We as women need to be focused on being protected and loved and cared. Men aren't fully in their masculinity because too many of you bitches is taking the role. What the fuck? So that's what I wanted to hop on and say. I love y'all so much. I will be talking to y'all next week. I just wanted to hop on here and let y'all know how I felt because this shit is getting wild. Y'all make sure that y'all check out Real Hot Girl Fashion. Today's show was sponsored by that. Make sure that you follow us on IG. My IG is Lexo Butterfly _XX. And on IG, Real Hot Girl Fashion is just Real Hot Girl Fashion. Mwah.